Mississippi Superstar Country Cakes 96, your buddy BMO in the morning. Brother Breck to my left, LEXI Malone, making her way in the door as we speak. Of course, earlier, the Clarion Ledger released their all-state softball team. And, of course, Miss Whitehead and Miss Campbell from Kosciuszko made the list. Was very shocked to see that we didn't have any people from Neshoba Central. And I think there's going to be a typo on that, but she's sitting down. Let me make sure I get her introduction right. Hold on. The former Petal Panther?
Yes.
Former Mississippi State Bulldog?
Yes.
Still the absolute badass.
Of course.
Yes. LEXI Malone joining us today. You know, it's funny. When I moved down here, one of the things, most people look at, cost of living, school districts, etc. I just wanted to know one thing. How big is softball here? That's all I cared about. So when I got here and found out about the track record of Kosciuszko High School and the Lady Whippets and then, just the surrounding areas, football, has always been, a very dominant sport. Mm-hmm. But there is just as much attention paid to softball as there is football. And was it like that when you were growing up? And when did you decide this is what I want to do?
So fast pitch didn't come around my area until I was 12, 13. Mm-hmm. So I grew up playing slow pitch because that's all that was available.
Right.
So it was definitely, on the rise whenever I was coming up. No pun intended. But it has come so far since I was in high school.
Right.
I mean, the attention to detail and the playing is so much more advanced than whenever I was in school.
Does it make you proud and does it make you smile to see that evolution?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's great for, young girls coming up. I mean, the sport is the fastest growing sport in America. Mm-hmm. And it's to be a part of that early on is honestly an honor.
So let's talk about going from high school to college.
So I actually was kind of a late to the game. Most people, they were getting talked to when they were a freshman, or there was the interest there. Scouts were coming and watching them. Mm-hmm. But then you can't really commit until you're a junior. Well, it was kind of late in the game for me to decide that I for sure wanted to play in college. So I think that I really started considering it very seriously whenever I was a sophomore. But nowadays you have girls who are in 8th grade. They know that they want to take it to the next level.
It's a funnel that gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Right. So if a parent's listening right now, whether they're in the infield or a catcher, what would you recommend to them in order to get their child to the next level, and then talk about how you made that transition?
Well, just aside from private lessons, and I may break some hearts here, but high school ball is not enough. You're not going to get in front of those scouts just playing at the high school level. Travel ball is essential when it comes to getting in front of scouts. Mm-hmm. And then the organization that you're surrounded with, they need to be a tight organization, as well as they need to be known amongst the recruiters. It's a lot about your ability, but it's also about getting in front of them and who you know, getting into those right channels. In high school ball, you could be the best on your high school team, but if you're not getting in front of recruiters and in front of scouts, in front of these coaches, they're never going to see you.
Right. No, we got a lot of the softball parents that listen to the show, as well as the athletes themselves. Stick around. Coming up, we'll continue our conversation with former Mississippi State Bulldog LEXI Malone on BMO in the morning. Mississippi Superstar Country, it's Cakes 96, your buddy BMO in the morning on this double wide Wednesday. Back-to-back favorites from your favorite artist all morning show long. 2 from Aaron Morris right there. And girl, speaking of the girls, Clarion Ledger today announced their all-state team with regards to softball, which is why I brought my very special guest, LEXI Malone, in. Former Petal High School ball player and college ball up at Starkville in Mississippi State, former catcher up there. But Kosciuszko's own Anna Grace Whitehead takes all-state honors, as does one of my favorite people in the entire world, our very own Campbell Blaine from Kosciuszko High School, also making that list. So proud of these girls to see someone like Campbell and, of course, Gracie Williams taking their game on to the next level. And, of course, you can catch Lady Whippet softball and baseball on our sister station, Breezy 101 and Cruising 98. But I wanted to talk to you about what you're doing now, because you're contributing to these kids that are wanting to take that next step. Of course, you mentioned the importance of travel ball to get that extra exposure that you can need to get in front of some of these scouts. But you also mentioned private instruction, which is something I know you're doing. Let's talk about some of the things that you're offering right now.
So I'll be primarily at Southern Sports Indoor. I'll be doing my catching and hitting lessons there primarily. If I had to travel, we could talk about that, but primarily that's where I'm going to be at.
Before we let you go, we got to give some shout outs because, of course, there's mom and dad, but I mean, there's been a lot of players and a lot of teammates and a lot of coaches. Anybody you want to say thank you to?
Obviously to my mom and dad, Jason and Adele Malone. Without them, I would have never been able to get the experiences and the lessons and the training that I had to go to the next level. Art Powell and Keith Crawford, a couple of my favorite coaches that I ever got to play for. And then, of course, my basketball coach, Chrisla Hershenhan, and she just retired, so congratulations to her, but she really helped me with character development.
I am shocked by one person that was omitted from that list, and that would be Brett Michaels.
Oh, my gosh.
For those of you who don't know, there are many people who can pull off certain looks, but none looks better, not even Brett, in a headband than this woman does.
Oh, my goodness.
She is a former Mississippi State Bulldog standout at that catcher position, number 55. If you'd like to get some information on how to contact her for lessons and whatnot, go to kicks96news.com. We'll have all the information up there for you. Thanks for hanging out with us today. We appreciate you.